I'm Marlene Hutchinson, and welcome to Tips for Guitar Playing Success. As many of you know, I've been sharing my guitar playing tips every Thursday for more than 10 years. It's been my way to hopefully help you stay motivated, be inspired, and continue expanding your guitar playing journey. If you're interested in more learning resources, go to my website, marlenesmusic.com. And for anyone who's listening and feeling like you're missing out on all the guitar playing fun, you can easily get started with my super simple Learn to Play Guitar in a Day course. Now, on to today's tip. This podcast is brought to you in part by YoGuitar. Whether you just need a bag to gig with on the weekends, are a frequent flyer needing a flight-friendly TSA series case, or a dedicated road warrior bringing your instruments on tour, YoGuitar has a solution for you. For the stuff you love, guard it with YoGuitar. Today's tip is 10 chords every beginner should know. Starting your guitar journey can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. In this episode, I break down the first 10 essential chords every beginner should know. I'll explain why these specific chords are the perfect foundation, how they open the door to countless songs, and tips for practicing them effectively. And whether you're just picking up a guitar or brushing up on the basics, this episode will set you on the right path. As always, a big shout out this week and thank you to our fellow guitarists joining us from Tanzania, Iceland, Portugal, and Vietnam. Before we jump into this episode, can I ask you for a quick favor? Would you please tap the subscribe button, because that's the easiest way that you can show support for this podcast and for me. And don't fret, it's free to tap the subscribe button, and it helps me to continue bringing episodes to you every single week on your favorite channels like Spotify, Apple, and SiriusXM, and on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me and this show by hitting that subscribe button. Now on to today's tip. Those 10 foundational chords that I think are essential for you to know how to play are A, E, D, C, G, A minor, E minor, D7, A7, and E7. And those chords are exactly where I start when I'm teaching a new player. I like for my students to have a really fun experience of being able to make music right away, and so that's why I start with what I believe are the most doable chords to play right away. After that, as their playing abilities and chord confidence grows, I continue to add in more chords. The first 5 chords of the 10 that I just mentioned, A, E, D, C, and G, are the perfect starting point. I start with A and then add in the E chord because I think those 2 chords are the easiest to play right away. They are achievable, including a decent sound, pretty quickly. And let's face it, when we're first starting out, if we can't get a decent sound right away, it's kind of frustrating. Next, I like to add in the D chord for a couple of reasons. It's in the same general string and fret neighborhood as the A and E. But more importantly, these 3 chords are found together in songs. If, for example, you were going to look up 3-chord guitar songs, you would find numerous songs with musical combinations of 3 chords, including A, D, and E. Some 3-chord songs you could play with just A, E, and D are I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2 and Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell. So that means you could master just 3 chords and have a blast making music. By the way, if you'd like to see me playing all 10 chords, go to my YouTube channel. The link is in the show notes. Now, you could stick with just the A, D, and E and become a master at those chords and have a blast, but I think it's a good idea to expand your chord repertoire. That's why the next chords I teach are C and G. They're a little trickier to master, especially as a newbie, which is why I start with A, E, and D. Playing the C and G requires a little more stretch of your fingers while still pressing hard. And when you're first starting out, that can be a little tricky. So that's why I introduce them at this point, because it's my theory that since you've already learned to play 3 chords, the A, E, and D, you now know that you just need to get used to where your fingers go, the shapes of the new chords, and simply get more comfortable with C and G. And bonus, another 3-chord combo that you'll often find is G, C, and D, like in the songs Love Me Do by the Beatles and Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner. So once you've learned to play these chords again, it will lead to hours of playing fun. Keeping in the family of these 5 chords, I think a good next step is to add in a couple of minor chords, E minor and A minor. Minor chords are a way to establish and create feeling within your music. They are generally sad-sounding chords. A song where you can find the E minor is The Boxer by Simon & Garfunkel. And you can find A minor in the song Stay By Me by Sam Smith. Plus, you can find both of these minor chords in the song Island in the Sun by Weezer. To play these minor chords, it's just a slight adjustment from the root chords E and A. E minor is really an E without your first finger. And A minor is the E chord, but just move down 1 string on everything. The next direction I would guide you to are 7th chords, such as D7, A7, and E7. Like the minor chords I just talked about, 7th chords are a great way to embellish songs, except that 7th chords have a positive lilt sound. Songs where you'll find these chords include Stand By Me by Ben E. King, Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, and You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. To play D7, just think of it as a mirror image of a D. For the A7, it's the A chord without pressing on the 3rd string. And the E7 is just an E without pressing on string 4. The best way to become more proficient at these chords and to learn to move from chord to chord is playing chord progressions, which I've talked about in a previous episode. I put the link for that episode in the show notes. And if you'd like to see me playing these 10 chords, just go to my YouTube channel. Again, that link is also in the show notes. Okay, so grab your guitar and start playing these 10 essential chords because they can certainly open up a world of endless playing possibilities. I hope this episode's tip has helped you to continue expanding your guitar playing skills and knowledge. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the many learning resources available at marlenesmusic.com. Thank you for joining today's podcast, and as I like to say, play on.